Today we're going to cover two of the vital roles to the course development process. We're going to explore course instructor and course author. We will take a look to see how these roles are similar and how they are different in this process. At this point, you're participating in this online orientation because you're at one of two places. Either you're wanting to teach a course that's already been developed by someone else in your department or coordinatorship, or you're at the first part of your journey to develop a new course that'll be in the online or hybrid delivery format. If you're teaching a course that's already been developed, the steps that you will go through is to contact your chair coordinator to explore the demand for the course for students and how that demand would be affected by offering the course in online or hybrid format. The second thing you would do is contact the e-learning department, make sure you've completed the orientation, which you are now participating in, and then contact the course author or authors if there's a collaborative development for an initial meeting and ongoing feedback. If you're at the point that you're getting ready to author a new online or hybrid course, you also want to contact your chair coordinator to identify the course demand. You also want to contact e-learning to complete the faculty orientation, which you are now doing. And then there are two parts. There are course planning, course design, and then there is a course peer review check. We're going to talk about the two components, the course planning and course design now. One of the most common questions we get in our office are, why do I have to go through this process? I do not have to go through the same process for my face-to-face courses. As you're learning with going through this online orientation, our office is responsible for overseeing many of the compliance and regulatory pieces that exist for online education that do not exist for face-to-face instruction. Our process that we respond to regulation bodies such as the HLC and state accreditation is as follows on the screen. You'll notice that we've created the course planning, which we call E2, to develop a baseline for the course, and then E3 is where we actually work on designing the learning management system. That leads towards our goal of completing a peer review that's based on the Quality Matters standard, meets accessibility guidelines, and meets our compliance guidelines. This is why our process exists, and this is why we've been successful and have a great retention rate with our online programs. This provides a little more information about E2, which is course planning. You'll notice the prerequisites at the top are the orientation and an approved application. The E2 process planning objective is to develop a comprehensive course plan that is ready for design in the learning management system. This part of the planning process takes approximately 6 to 8 weeks to complete depending on the time of year. It's important to get the applications in early as we cannot always guarantee a spot in a certain development cohort, but are able to place courses much easier the more lead time that we have. The second part in the course development process is our online and hybrid course design, which we call E3. You'll notice the prerequisites for this process are the E1 orientation is complete, the E2 planning of the course grids are complete, and that there's an approved course design application on file. This also works in a cohort process. It's best to get your application in early and also takes 6 to 8 weeks. So you'll notice that it is an intensive investment of time and resources from both the faculty and the e-learning office to create a compliant course that is engaging and great for students to be ready for online or hybrid format. In looking at the two roles, they are both very important. The course author is someone that is selected by the department or coordinatorship to author the course. In working with many of the new programs that will be online, we really recommend collaborative developments of course authors so that we get many perspectives, so that if we scale a course or offer multiple sections of it, that many perspectives have been used in the design of the course. The course authors have access in the learning management system to the master course site. They're able to make edits or updates to the course over time. They also attend course author meetings for e-learning with updates and information as things in the e-learning industry change. The course author also communicates with the department or coordinatorship for course curriculum so that they also give input to those and are able to update the site. The course author also serves as the point of contact for instructors with curriculum or delivery questions. Course instructors are able to contact course authors the first time they are scheduled to teach an online or hybrid course. They utilize the course content for instruction as it's been developed. They are identified as the subject matter expert through interactions and communication for course engagement. So really what that means is, just as you would use your textbook as a resource in your course, the course content that's been developed by the course authors are the baseline of information that's used for the content. You as the instructor are able to add to the course and are able to really focus on the things that you probably most enjoy about teaching, is coaching, facilitation, and interaction with your students. Course instructors are also able to provide feedback to the course author and the e-learning office for course updates and improvements. We are all able to make these courses stronger and a better experience for our students. I'm now going to turn to the Canvas Learning Management System so you can see where you can locate information from your course author. When you first access the Canvas Learning Management System, you'll see that the home page of your course is loaded. You'll see the navigation here along the left. If we access the Modules tab, that will open and we can see the different components of the different modules of the course. Up towards the top, you may see an item that's unpublished. We can note that by the gray clouds. A module template, which is what was used to design a basic module based on the structure with the course author. And it's just there as a resource. And there's also what we call course author notes. If you click on the course author notes, this is where the course author or authors are able to input information to help us with the facilitation instruction of a course. You may be able to find the original documents that can be edited, such as a syllabus or grading guides or rubrics, any tips for instruction, notes, or resources. Down here at the bottom are information and resources from our e-learning office. We have an increased responsibility to make sure that all of our courses are accessible. This is important that you go over each of these bullets to make sure if there are any minor changes that you make in the course, that you make sure they are compliant for 508 compliance and accessibility guidelines. You've learned more about that in a previous module. We look at the use of color, attachments, how images and videos are used in the courses. Atomic Learning is a great resource for many of the accessibility tools that we have. You'll notice that they are linked here in the course author page so that you know how to create accessible documents to use with your students. And then down at the bottom it talks about course alterations. The course author is able to make notes here based on if there's a certain designation. For example, if a course was a G course and there were certain things that were required to get approval to develop the course, you may have information for that here. And down in the bottom you'll find the e-learning notes. It's very important that you get familiar with what would be approved course alterations and what are non-approved course alterations. These are important because we check every course and we report that we check every course and do a peer review based on quality matters and for accessibility, that we keep this in mind. And so if you make anything that is going to be considered a major or non-approved course alteration, that you really need to contact our office and work with us on this. So that is really what we talk about when we're looking at the two different roles of course instructor and course author. If you ever have any questions about either of these roles, we encourage you to please contact the e-learning office.